onto a comfortable seated position, cross-legged or on your knees. And take a moment to sit upright from your lower back, so tilting the pelvis forward slightly, drawing the low belly in and up, lifting the sternum straight. So when we lift the chest in all the postures as well, rather than thinking kind of pushing your chest forward, really think of the sternum lifting straight up, and feel how that kind of lengthens, elongates the spine. Shoulders come down and back, resting the hands gently on your legs and rising up through the crown of the head, feeling the full length of the spine, taking up your full height. And then close your eyes and take a few moments to arrive in your body, noticing any areas of tension or pain, any areas of ease, and noticing any mood or emotions that you might be bringing with you today. Not to judge or criticize, but just to be aware of what's going on and approaching everything with a sense of kindness and curiosity. And then we do a quick body scan, so bring your awareness down into your toes, the soles of the feet and the tops of the feet. And then bringing the awareness up through the ankles, the shins and calves, the knees, up through the thighs to the pelvis, feeling the sitting bones, dropping down into your support. And then bringing your awareness up through your torso, perhaps again lifting the chest a little as you do so. And bringing the awareness into the shoulders, perhaps relaxing them down a little bit more on an exhale. And then bringing the awareness down through the arms to the wrists and the hands. And feeling the contact between your hands and your legs. And then bringing your awareness into your neck and head, and all the muscles of the face, allowing everything to soften and relax, relaxing the lips, the tongue, the nose and cheeks, eyes, eyelids, eyebrows and forehead. Everything just softening. And then perhaps set an intention to be present with yourself for the next hour as we practice together. And then when you're ready, open your eyes, interlace your hands in front of you, take a breath in and breathing out. Push the hands away, noticing how each movement feels. Tips of the thumbs touching, little fingers crossed, arms are straight. And then taking a breath in, drawing the belly towards the spine, and on the exhale, moving slowly, mindfully, bringing the arms up to their full extension. Being careful not to go into a back bend, so finding the movement in the shoulder sockets rather than leaning back to get the arms back a little bit more. And perhaps that means that the arms only come not so far up, but really maintaining the stability of the torso. And then drawing the low belly in and up again, Lift up out of the waist, really reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Straight arms, squeezing the biceps in towards your ears as you resist away with the heels of the hands. And keeping the breath flowing smoothly in and out through the nose. Stretch up a little bit more. And then again, slowly, mindfully reverse the movement, releasing your hands. And release your legs. Stretch them out in front if you've got them crossed, or you can stay kneeling if you're kneeling. And then cross your legs the other way. So bring the other shin or foot in front. And again, take a moment to sit up from the lower back. So tilt the pelvis forward ever so slightly as you draw the belly in. Lift the chest straight up. Roll the shoulders down and back and rest your hands gently on your thighs for a moment. Rising up through the crown of the head. Taking a couple of breaths here. And then interlace your hands the other way, so less dominant thumb on top. Taking a breath in and breathing out. Push the palms away. Really feeling into each stage of the movement, so strongly pushing the arms away here. Straight arms, tips of the thumbs touching, little fingers crossed. And then drawing the belly in, keeping the chest lifted, stabilizing the torso. Take another breath in, and again on the out breath, moving slowly, mindfully. Bring the arms up, perhaps finding that you can get to a little bit further back this time on the second go. And then once you've reached your maximum range, lift up out of the waist using the arms to lengthen the torso, feeling the stretch from the hip to the armpit, noticing if perhaps one side feels the stretch more than the other side. Squeeze your arms in towards your ears, resisting away with the heels of the hands. And keep the breath flowing smoothly in and out through the nose. And then again, slowly, mindfully, noticing what that feels like. Release the hands. And release your legs. And make your way up to a standing position. So standing with the big toes together, starting to bring the awareness down into the soles of the feet, feeling the contact between the feet and the earth. Ground down through the heel of your right foot, pick the ball of the foot up, stretch it forwards, and spread the toes as you bring them down. Ground down through the heel of the left foot, pick up the ball, stretch it forwards and spread the toes nice and wide. And then lift up all the toes together, keeping the balls of the feet pushing down. And notice how with that lift of the toes, you get a sense of activation in the midfoot, lifting the inner arch. And then just see if you can bring each toe down in turn and lift them up in turn. Just cycling through the toes a couple of times, feeling that activation all through the midfoot as you do so. And then bringing the toes down, bring the body weight back so that your hips are stacked over your heels. Engage your quadriceps, lift the front of the pelvis up, draw the low belly in and up, lift the chest straight up, shoulders down and back, and extend your fingertips down to the floor, long fingers, wide palms, rising up through the crown of the head. And then take a breath in and breathing out. Extend the arms to the side of the room, start to feel a stretch across the front of the chest and the upper back. Again, long fingers, wide palms. And then turning the arms in the shoulder sockets, maintaining all that alignment so the body weight's still back over the heels, kneecaps still lifted, belly still in. And then on your next out breath, moving the arms up, And again, lifting up out of the waist. So really stretching up as much as you can, using the arms to lengthen the torso, taking up really your full height here, keeping the breath flowing, smooth and steady through the nose. And then keeping that lift in the spine. You can allow the arms to come out and down. Then bring your hands to your hips, bend your knees, and step or hop to a wide stride for your second warrior pose. 2 heels in one line, outside edge of the feet parallel, body weight back over the heels, engage the quadriceps and lift the front of the pelvis, draw the elbows back open across the chest, and then keeping that opening across the chest, take a breath in and bring the arms out to the side, long fingers, wide palms. Turn your left foot in slightly and your right foot out all the way, inside edge of the foot parallel with the long edge of the mat, 4 corners of the torso facing the front. Mind to the back foot, ground that heel down, lift up the inner arch, keep this quadricep really firmly engaged as you inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, bending slowly down, really keeping this back foot anchor, resisting back. Body stays exactly in the center. Have a look down at your right foot, check you can see your big toe. If not, push the knee towards the little toe side of the foot. And then finally turn your arm, not your arm, turn your head with a long neck to look along your right arm. One more time, draw the belly in and up, lift the chest and relax the shoulders down away from the ears as you extend through to the fingertips on both arms. Take the mind again to the back foot, the left foot, push the heel down more, lift the arch up more, and engage that quadricep as you sit down a little bit more to the right. Make sure that knee's still pushing towards the outside edge of the foot, rising up through the crown of the head, finding that same height and length that you had in your mountain pose. So the only thing that's bent here is that right leg, but you're still tall through the torso. Keeping the breath flowing, sitting down a little bit more. And then bring your gaze to the front. Straighten your right leg. Turn the foot round and relax your arms for a moment. Bring your hands onto your hips. Check you've still got 2 heels in one line, outside edges of the feet parallel. Body weight back, engage the quadriceps, lift the front of the pelvis, drawing the elbows back behind you. Turn the right foot in slightly, left foot out all the way, inside edge of the foot parallel with the mat, 4 corners of the torso facing the front. Inhale, outstretch the arms, keeping that stretch across the front of the chest. Mind to the back foot, push the heel down, engage the quadricep. Inhale, lift up. As you exhale, sitting down slowly to the left, resisting back with this right leg coming all the way down, keeping the torso exactly in the middle. Have a look down at your knee, check you can see your big toe. If not, push it out to the little toe side of the foot, drawing the belly in and turning your head to look now along your left arm. Lift the chest up, relax the shoulders down away from your ears, but long, strong arms extending to either side of the room, long fingers, wide palms. Again, back leg, right leg, push the heel down, lift the inner arch up, keep the kneecap lifted, and see if you can sit down a little bit more from that strong anchor. Keeping the breath flowing smoothly through the nose, pushing the left knee out a little bit more to the little toe side of the foot. Sit down one more time. And then bring your gaze to the front. Slowly straighten your leg. Turn the foot round. Relax your arms. And come back to your mountain pose. Spread your toes. Body weight back. Lift the chest. Extend the fingers down towards the floor. Hands on hips, bend your knees. Again, wide stride for extended side angle pose. 2 heels in one line, outside edges of the feet parallel. Turn your left foot in, right foot out. Inside edge of the foot parallel. Hands on hips, drawing the elbows back, torso facing the front. We're going to go in and out of this a few times as we have done before. So you're going to inhale, lift the chest, make sure this back leg is really, really strong, and exhale, sit down to your 90 degrees position. Inhale back up and exhale down. So as we're doing this, you're really focusing on keeping the anchor of that back leg really strong. So this left leg, the heel is really resisting down. This quadricep is engaged throughout. And as you're bending this right knee, make sure that you are pushing it to the little toe side of the foot. So not letting it fall in towards the big toe. And the torso stays completely stable and isolated, so you're not kind of leaning over as you bend, but maintaining that lift of the chest. So everything is kind of still and stable apart from this bending leg, which is driving the movement. We'll do just a couple of more here, perhaps going a little bit deeper as we repeat the movement. And then next time you're down, you can bring the elbow onto the knee, using the elbow again to work that knee back to the little toe side of the foot, drawing the belly in and starting to turn the torso, turn the tummy and the chest up towards the ceiling. Take the top arm up and over, palm facing down. Extend, so you're stretching all down the left side of the body here. And then you can either keep your elbow on the knee, and if you're doing so, make sure you're not kind of sinking into that shoulder, so have a little bit of resistance there, working the shoulder away from the ear, or you can bring the hand down to the floor, draw the belly in, turn the tummy and the chest up, extend through to the fingertips, really stretching down the side of the body, keeping the breath flowing. And then bring your gaze to the front, keep the knee bent as you come up through warrior two, and straighten that leg. Turn your feet round, rest your arms, hands onto the hips, body weight back over the heels, engage the quadriceps, draw the belly in, and lift the chest. And we'll go to the other side. So turn your right foot in slightly, left foot out 90 degrees, fully rotating that leg, 4 corners of the torso facing the front. Again, really engage this back leg, so push the heel down, engage the quadricep. Inhale, lift up out of the waist, and exhale, bending now the left knee, inhaling up and exhaling down. So of course, going with the rhythm of your own breath here, and again, really maintaining the anchor of this back leg, so you're really pushing that heel down, resisting back with this leg, keeping this quadricep actively engaged throughout the movement. And when you look down at your left knee, when you're bending it, it's not falling in towards the big toe, it's pushing out to the little toe side of the foot to maintain that external rotation of the hip joint. Belly is remaining in throughout, chest is lifted, torso is vertical up from the pelvis. Okay, just a couple more here. And then next time you're down, stay down, perhaps with a little bit more depth now. Bring your elbow onto your knee. If you seem to have it slid out a little bit, you may want to readjust as I just did. Bring the elbow onto the knee and use that elbow to push the knee out to the little toe side of the foot. And again, find that lift and length, and don't be slumping down over that leg. Draw the belly in and start to turn the torso up towards the ceiling. Take the top arm up and over. Extend, stretching down the side of the body. So this is extended side angle pose. So that stretch all down the side of the body is what the pose is named after. And then either keeping the elbow on the knee there, or bringing the fingertips gently down to the floor, drawing the belly in one more, turning tummy and chest up. Extend those fingertips away, feel the stretch down the right side of the body, keeping the breath flowing smoothly in and out. Back leg really strong, really engage that quadricep. And then gaze to the front, keep the knee bent, come up through warrior two, straighten the leg, and the feet round, and come back to your mountain pose. Spread your toes, body weight back, lift the chest, and extend the fingers down towards the floor. Inhaling, rising up through the crown of the head, and exhale, rolling the shoulders down and back. Okay, hands on hips, bend your knees, step or hop to a bit of a less wide stride for your warrior 1 into 3. So we're going to turn the feet a lot this time, so pick up the left toes, turn them in, heel out, find that 45-degree angle and start to push that heel down, feeling a little bit of a stretch down the back of the calf already, and really pushing this thigh back, and then turning the right foot out all the way and bringing the pelvis to face the side of the room. Squeeze the inner thighs together so that that left hip starts to come forward, and squeeze the left glute so that you're pushing the tailbone down and keeping a little bit of length here in the lower back rather than kind of compressing into a lumbar lordosis. And both legs are straight at this point, so actively engaging those quadriceps, lifting the front of the pelvis slightly, drawing the belly in and up. Inhale, take the arms up by the ears, lift up out of the waist, lengthening the torso. Biceps should be touching the ears if possible. Take a breath in and breathing out, bend your front knee as much as you can without losing the contact of your back heel and foot. Take your mind again to that back foot and see if you can push the heel down a little bit more. Engage the quadricep actively, and again find that inner thigh squeeze. So even though your thighs are not touching now, that action of squeezing them together, bringing the left hip round a little bit more. Draw the belly in, lift the arms up one more, and either holding it here or slowly going into a back bend, tracing the fingertips along the ceiling, extending up before you go back, keeping that length in the body, sitting down, bending the knee a little bit more, gazing at a single point, keeping the breath flowing. And then slowly come back to your neutral spine position. Draw the belly in and start to lean out over your front leg, transferring the weight and lifting your back leg up. I'm too close to my wall again, so I'm going to bring my hands onto my hips. You can keep them up by the ears, or you can bring them onto the hips as well. And then trying to find that inward rotation of the left leg, turning the toes down towards the floor. As you lift the heel up a little bit more, bring the upper body down more, drawing the belly in, gazing at a single point. Extend the sternum away, keeping a long torso, keeping the breath flowing. And then slowly dipping back, landing in your warrior one, with your hands on your hips like me, and then lifting, straightening the legs and your feet round, and we go to the other side. So pick up the right toes, turn them in, and right heel, turn it out. And hang on a minute, I'm going into the future. Push that heel down, start to feel the stretch on the back of the leg, engage this quadricep, and then maintain this strong leg as you move the other one. So picking up the heel and the toe, and then finally coming to turn the pelvis round to the side of the room. Squeezing the inner thighs together and engaging now this right glute, really sending the tailbone down, lifting the front of the pelvis up. Both legs are really straight, engaging both quadriceps, drawing the belly in and up, and then taking the arms up by the ears, lifting up out of the waist, biceps by the ears if possible. Again, grounding down that back heel, taking one more breath in, and then exhaling, bending your front knee as much as possible without losing your contact with that back foot. Again, squeezing the inner thighs together, bringing the left hip back and the right hip forwards, sending the tailbone down a little bit more, belly to spine. Inhale, lift up out of the waist, and then either holding it there or going into your back bend, tracing your fingertips slowly back along the ceiling, keeping the breath flowing, gazing at a single point, extending through to the fingertips, perhaps bending your knee a little bit more. And then slowly bring your spine back to a neutral position, belly in towards the spine. Start to lay the body forwards over the front leg, transferring the weight. If you had your hands on your hips last time, do the same here, or keep the arms up by the ears. Right leg now, internal rotation, turning the toes down to the floor, lifting the heel up, drawing the belly towards the spine and bringing the body down a little bit more, but keeping the front of the body long. So keep the chest lifted as you bring the lowest rib down, keeping the breath flowing, gazing at a single point. Come down a little bit more if you can, and then slowly back, landing in your warrior one, straightening your left leg, turn the feet round, and come back to your mountain pose. Toes spread, pull your weight back, chest lifted, extend the fingers down towards the floor, and breathe. Okay, we're gonna come to a some kind of reverse prayer variation. So you can either, if you can bring your hands to a prayer position, you can bring them behind you like this and kind of wiggle them up as much as possible. If this is not possible for you, you can grab hold of the elbows and just make sure when we do the second side that you switch your orientation, or indeed if that's too much, you can grab hold of the wrists. And in all of those variations, you're going to be working the elbows away from the torso once we go into the posture. So bringing the arms behind you in whichever variation is going to work for you, and drawing the elbows back, perhaps feeling already a bit of a stretch in the triceps. And then again, bring your feet to a medium stance with your two heels in one line. You're going to turn your left foot in, toes in, heel out, push the heel back, straighten that leg, and turn the right foot round. Again, find that squeezing of the inner thighs and squaring of the hips with the narrow edge of the mat. Both legs are going to remain straight, so engage the quadriceps, really push that back heel down, draw the belly in, inhale, lift up out of the waist, and keeping a long front body, start to come forwards over that front leg. So you're not going to be able to come down very far without rounding your back, which I don't want you to do. Keep the chest really lifted, And you should be already feeling perhaps a very strong stretch down the back of the front leg. Re-engage both quadriceps, drawing the belly in towards the spine, lift the chest up a little bit more, and bring the lowest rib down. Draw the elbows back away from your body, feeling that stretch in the triceps, and then try and bring a little bit more weight onto the front leg. So if you push your weight forwards onto the front leg, probably going to intensify the stretch, but it's also going to realign your pelvis a little bit. You'll feel that that brings the back hip forward and the front hip back a little bit. Inhale, lifting up out of the waist, keeping that long front body. Exhale, perhaps coming down a millimeter, unless your hamstrings are a lot more stretchy than mine. And just keeping the breath flowing. And then really draw the belly in as you lift back up to vertical. Turn your right foot round, left foot round. Release your arms. You may want to do a counter stretch if you were in the full namaskar position. And then we go again, finding whichever position is suitable for you. If you're in your namaskar, just wriggling the hands a little bit further up your back, drawing the elbows back away from you. And if you're in one of the other variations, perhaps bring the elbows a little bit closer together this time, but also working them away from the body. Right. Turn the right foot in a lot, so toe in, heel out. Straighten that leg, pushing the heel down, and turn the left foot out all the way. If you found the balance tricky, you can make the stance a little bit wider by walking that left hip out a little bit. Squeeze your inner thighs together, bringing now the right hip forward and the left hip back. Strongly, actively engage both legs, so engage the quadriceps, feel the kneecaps lift up, draw the belly in, inhale, lift up out of the waist, and exhale, start to slowly come forwards over that front leg. Again, keeping the length of the front body, so we're not trying to get our head and chest down. In fact, we're keeping the head and chest up, and just bringing the lowest rib a little bit closer to that front leg. Again, re-engage both legs, pushing the back heel down, keeping both quadriceps engaged, belly in towards the spine, and then shift your weight forwards onto the front leg a little bit more. Keeping the breath flowing, draw the elbows up, away from your torso, stretching into the triceps, and lengthening your sternum away, keeping that chest lifted. Perhaps coming down a millimeter or so more as we remain here for a little longer. Keeping the breath flowing smoothly in and out through the nose. One more time, re-engage your quadriceps. Come down another millimeter. And then really strongly draw the belly in as you inhale, coming back to neutral. Turn your feet round, release your arms, come back to mountain pose, do a counter stretch if that feels good. And extend fingers down towards the floor. Okay, feet hip distance, chair pose, toes in, heels out. Start with your legs straight, lift the front of the pelvis, inhale the arms up, extend, and exhale, sitting down, keeping the knees directly over the ankles so they're not going in or out. Drawing the belly strongly in, lift the chest up more, sitting down a little bit more. Can you bring your arms back in line with your ears so they're not kind of forwards like this, but really drawing them back, feeling how that uses the lats and the back muscles to bring the arms back more. Sit down a little bit more. Body weight is through the heels, keeping that belly strongly drawing in towards the spine. Sit down one more time, and then come all the way up. Bring the arms down, Feet together and breathe. Inhale, lifting up out of the waist. Exhale, extend your fingers down. Same thing, feet together. Spread your toes, body weight back over the heels. Engage the quadriceps. Inhale, lift the arms up, extend. See if you can get the arms touching the ears and keeping them there, and then keeping the body weight back in the heels. Sorry for my ankle. Sitting all the way down. Knees and feet stay together here, drawing the belly in, chest up more, arms back more, sitting down a little bit more. Keeping the breath flowing smoothly. Sit down one more time. And then lift all the way up. Bring the arms down and breathe. Let the posture go. Okay, hands on hips. Step or hop. Go a wide stride for your wide-legged forward bend. And reverse the back of my mat. Turning the toes in slightly, pushing the heels down, engaging the quadriceps, hands on hips, open across the chest, and come into a slight back bend. So really exaggerate, finding that length in the front of the body, engaging those quadriceps. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, slowly turning from the hip socket without rounding the spine at all. So all that length that you found in the front of the body, you're not allowing it to decrease at all, keeping that length and coming to wherever you can without rounding your lower back, so keeping the back in a concave back bending position, keeping the chest lifted, gaze forwards, re-engaging those quadriceps, push the outside edges of the feet down, belly drawing strongly towards the spine, perhaps coming down another millimeter, again working that lowest rib down rather than the chest or head, so really working at keeping the chest and head lifted for now. And then bring the fingertips to the floor. If they come down easily without you rounding, then great. If not, feel free to bring your hands onto a chair or blocks if you've got them, or if not, you can bring the hands all the way forwards into a wide-legged downward dog variation. Again, reset the legs, push the heels down, engage the quadriceps, draw the belly in towards the spine, and bring the chest forwards and up, so maintaining a little bit of a back bend here if possible. And then you may want to hold it here, or if you can start to bring the upper body down a little bit more, you can, slowly keeping the legs engaged throughout, lengthening that lowest rib a little bit further down to the floor, and keeping the breath flowing. If you've got your head all the way down, then work the shoulders away from the ears. Wherever you are, re-engage those quadriceps, keep the belly drawing in towards the spine, and keep the outside edges of your feet pushing down. Turn the tailbone up towards the ceiling. And then wherever you are, making your way back to this position, you can just heel toe your feet a little bit closer together. Take a couple of deeper, longer breaths here. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Bring the hands up towards the hips, belly in, and inhale, standing all the way up. Step your feet together, find mountain pose, lifting up the chest, extending down through the fingertips. And breathe. Okay, and come to the narrow edge of your mat if you're not already. Feet generous hip distance, body weight back. Engage the quadriceps, lift the front of the pelvis. Inhale, take the arms up by the ears. Lift up out of the waist, biceps glued to your ears. As you inhale, lift up, and exhale, come forwards, keeping that length of the front body. No rounding of the back here, and then inhaling up and exhaling down. Really focus on keeping your biceps touching your ears. So your arms are going to want to droop down, but keep them up. Challenge your back muscles to support the weight of your arms. Keeping the belly drawing in towards the spine, squeezing the glutes at the top, lengthening the sternum away, keeping the whole torso very long. Perhaps coming a little bit deeper each time as your muscles get used to the movement. And then slowly, once you come to your maximum position here, bend your knees as much as you need to lay your stomach on your thighs. Relax your head down. Perhaps give the head a little shake and a nod, drawing the crown of the head towards the floor. And everyone bend your knees a lot. Really make sure that you've got a good, strong contact between your stomach and your thighs. And lengthening the breath here. Lengthening that exhale. And then keeping that contact between your stomach and your thighs. Just see if you can lift the pelvis, perhaps a centimetre or two. Focusing on keeping that contact between the stomach and the thighs and taking the stretch into the back of the legs, not into the back. A few more breaths here. And then draw your belly in and slowly start to roll your way back up. Bent knees, rolling the shoulders back and down. Keep your, bring your feet together. Find your mountain pose again. And we're going to do the kind of balancy reverse lunge thing that we did the other day. So you're going to lift your right leg up to 90 degrees. Bring the hands onto the hips. Shoot that leg back, coming into a lunge. Dipping your knee down, just gently touching the floor. And then coming back to your standing one-legged position. Bring the right leg down, left leg up, 90 degrees, belly in, lift the chest. Shoot that leg back. Gently tap the knee down and come back to your balancing position. If this is too tricky, you can always tap the foot down at a standing and then come back to the position, or you can try to bring all the way back to your balance. So again, going in your own time here, really gently tapping that back knee to the floor, gazing at a single point to maintain your balance. One more on each side, like this. And then we're going to bring some arms in on the next round. So finishing on that left leg. Re-find your mountain pose, just breathe a moment. And then we go to the right side again. So lift that front knee up, really strong, straight left leg. Shooting the leg back, bringing the knee down, and then lifting the right arm up and lengthening out the waist, just stretching the side of the body here, bringing the hand back to the hip, pick up the back knee, and come back to your balancing position. Bring the right leg down, left side, left leg up, belly in, chest lifted. Shoot that leg back, Bring the knee down, left arm comes up, and leaning over to the right, stretching the left side of the body here, keeping the belly in. Bring the hand back down to the hip, left knee up, come back to your balance. One more time each side like that, right leg up, belly in, chest lifted, shoot the leg back, knee down, right arm up, stretch the body over to the left side, lengthening through that right hip, bring the arm back to the hip, right knee up, come back to your balance position, leg down, and left side last time, lift up the left knee, belly in, lift the chest, shoot that leg back, drop the knee, left arm up, lengthen over to the right, stretching the left side of the body, keep the belly drawing in, come back to neutral, arm down, lift the left knee up, bring forwards, find your balance, and bring the legs down, find your mountain pose, body weight back over the heels, belly in, chest lifted, and breathe, extending the fingers down towards the floor. Bring your feet again to a hip distance, inhale the arms up, lift up out of the waist, exhale slowly, coming forwards, all the way down, lengthening the front of the body, bending your knees whenever you need to, bringing your hands onto the floor and stepping back to your plank position. Pushing the heels away, engaging the quadriceps, squeezing the glutes, sending the tailbone down, drawing the belly in, finding that nice sandwich for your spine between the glutes and the abs. Everything squeezing into the center, pushing the floor away, shoulders are retracted, lifting the chest forward slightly, gazing just a little bit in front of your hands, keeping the breath flowing. Legs are actively straight, engage those quadriceps, squeeze the glutes again, turning the tailbone down. And then push back to your downward dog. Keep the knees bent and you can just walk out the legs a little bit if that feels good. Relaxing the head down, pushing the body weight back towards the feet. And then bring your knees down and just press back on your knees a moment. Give your wrists a little bit of a whirl if that feels good. Okay, and then come to your all fours position. Knees together, hands underneath the shoulders, fingers spread wide, drawing the belly in, keeping the chest lifted. And then really focus on keeping your pelvis stable. If you've got something, book, block, whatever nearby, you can put it on your back, don't worry if not. But really focusing on keeping that pelvis completely in line. Lift your right leg up. And then in this position, see if you can find a bit of that action that we do in Warrior One. So that kind of squeezing the inner thighs together and finding a bit of an internal rotation of that leg. So it kind of naturally wants to turn out a bit. I'm exaggerating here, but turning the toe out to the side. But bring the toe down, internally rotating the leg, keeping it really straight here, drawing the belly in, pushing the floor away, just holding that leg up and in line, really active. Again, squeeze those inner thighs together and then bring that leg down, come off of the wrists just for a moment before we do the other side. Again, come to your all fours position, knees together. get your honesty block if you've got one. If not, just be honest. Spread your fingers nice and wide, push the floor away, drawing the belly in towards the spine, stabilizing the pelvis, and now lifting the left leg up and in line. And again, finding that inward rotation. So you might want to experiment here, actually like allow the leg to turn out, feel that, what that feels like, and then turn the toes back down towards the floor, squeeze the inner thighs together, really active through the leg here. Keeping the leg really straight, drawing the belly in, neutral spine, pushing the floor away, keeping the breath flowing. Squeeze those inner thighs together. And then bring that leg down. Remove your block and stretch out your wrists if you need to. And so now we're going to try and find that same feeling in split dog, of finding that inwards rotation of the leg. Okay, so again, come to your all fours position, knees together, fingers spread and wide, and make sure you're generous enough with your kneeling position, so don't be all crunched up. We don't want a crunched up dog, we want a long dog. Tucking the toes under, dropping the hips back to the heels, relaxing the head down completely. Start activating through the arms, so push the body weight back, using the hands to really push the body weight back as much as possible, and then maintain that position of the upper body in the arms. Take a breath in and breathing out, lift the hips up, turning in the hip sockets. No need to straighten the legs or bring the heels down, but really focusing on turning the tailbone up towards the ceiling, keeping the spine in a neutral position. Push the body weight back towards the feet. Really strong arms are key here. And then drawing the belly in towards the spine, take the right leg straight up slowly, seeing if you can maintain that stable pelvis position, maintaining that inward rotation of the leg as you bring the leg all the way up, keeping the leg straight if possible, toes pointing straight down towards the floor, belly in. Again, push the body weight back towards the feet, keep those arms active. And then bend your right knee, and now allow the hips to open, dropping your right foot over to the left side. Taking the body in a little bit of a twist here. And then come back to center, so start to bring that knee down, re-straighten the leg, and see if you can find that, refines that position with the square hip. So again, that action of squeezing the inner thighs together, inwardly rotating that right leg, lift the leg up a little bit more, and then gently bring the leg down, drop the knees, sit back on the heels, and relax in whichever variation of child's pose. It might be good to have your arms back by your feet to relax the shoulders after the downward dog. Breathing into the lower back, using the belly on the thighs to send the breath into the back of the body. And then we'll do the other side. So come back to your kneeling position. Again, be generous with your tabletop, knees together, fingers spread wide, push the floor away, starting with a neutral spine. Tuck your toes under, drop the hips back towards the heels, relax the head, push the body weight back towards the feet. Really active with the arms. You can't be too active with the arms here, so really pushing the body weight back as strongly as you can. Take a breath in and keeping that activation with the arms. Exhale, lift the hips straight up, relaxing the head completely. Knees can be bent, heels can be up. Turn the tailbone up towards the ceiling, finding that neutral position in the spine. And then from here, we're going to lift the left leg up again slowly, see if you can maintain that neutral pelvis position. And then find that action of squeezing the inner thighs together slightly, inwards rotation of the left leg, keeping the pelvis square, lifting the heel up a little bit more, toes are pointing straight down, push the body weight back, keep those arms strong, relaxing the head. And then bend your left knee and open the hip up, allowing the foot to come over to the right. Twisting the body open now, stretching across that front of the left hip. Breathing here. And then coming back, drawing the knee back to center, re-straightening the leg and re-squaring the hip. So trying to bring that left hip down, squeezing the inner thighs together, find the inwards rotation of the leg, pushing the body weight back towards the heels. And then slowly bring that leg down, meet its neighbor, and gently bring your knees down and rest in your child's pose. Breathing into the back of the body. And then draw the belly in and slowly start to restack. Coming up to your kneeling position, roll the shoulders down, and then we'll come over onto our backs. So begin with your feet flat on the floor, but feet quite wide apart. Lower yourself gently down onto the floor. Bring your feet a little bit closer to your hips. And we're just going to roll gently over the hips, keeping the feet flat on the floor. Inhaling up to center and exhaling each knee down. If you like, you can kind of actively work that knee down towards the opposite ankle, feeling a bit of a stretch in the front of the hips, or you can just keep it very loose and relaxed, whatever feels good for you. And then coming back to center, hug the knees in towards the chest, interlace your fingers over the shins, and see if you can kind of keep your tailbone a little bit down. So rather than allowing the tailbone to come all the way up, draw your tailbone down. That's going to probably bring your knees a bit more away from your chest, and squeeze in from there, keeping the lower back down on the ground. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears. Gently release and switch your grip. Bring your less dominant thumb on top. And same thing, keeping the lower back down, broadening across the chest, shoulders down, squeezing the hands in, feeling that slight compression, feeling in the hip joints. And then release, bring your feet flat on the floor, and we'll get ready for Shavasana. So push your elbows down, lift the chest and draw the shoulder blades down underneath you. Arms facing up towards the ceiling. Push your feet into the floor, lift your hips and lengthen your lower back. And then allow your legs to come long. And finally, allow the feet to fall out to the side. Close your eyes and make any final adjustments so that you can be comfortable as we rest in Shavasana for a few minutes. Feeling your body supported by the earth. Allowing each exhale to bring a little bit more relaxation into the muscles, allowing them to let go and release the weight of your body into the floor. And then bring your awareness down into your toes, the soles of your feet, and the tops of your feet, and relax them. And bring your awareness into your ankles, your shins, and your calves. Relax them. Bring your awareness into your knees and thighs, into the hips and pelvis, and relax them. Bring the awareness to the lower back, middle back, upper back, to the abdomen, navel and chest, the shoulders, upper arms, elbows, the forearms, wrists and hands. And then bring your awareness into your neck and head. And relaxing all the muscles of the face, the jaw, the tongue, lower lip, upper lip, nose and cheek, eyes, eyelids, eyebrows and forehead. Everything softening, relaxing, letting go. And then bring your awareness to your breath, feeling the sensation, the gentle rise and fall of the abdomen. Noticing how quickly the body calms and slows when you lay down like this. And feel free to stay in Shavasana for longer if you'd like to, but otherwise you can start to deepen and lengthen the breath again, breathing into the belly, taking a few full, deep breaths, and then slowly start to invite some movement into the toes and the fingers. Stretch your arms up above your head if that feels good, taking a full body stretch. Spread the toes, spread the fingers, and then draw your legs up and make your way back to an upright position. And sit cross-legged or on your knees, sitting up straight one last time, lifting the chest, rolling the shoulders back, close your eyes. And you can keep your hands resting on your thighs or bring your hands to a prayer position, thumbs resting on the sternum. Bow your chin towards your chest. Take a moment to notice how you feel. Give thanks. And then raise your head and open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Well done.